Hey, greetings everybody. Gleekon here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. On our last episode, we started what's going to end up being a three-part interim in between the first and second of the Alliance, the Blood Elf levels in Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne. And we talked about how Illidan was defeated by an allied united force. The Blood Elves and Night Elves stopped him from successfully defeating the Lich King when he was oh so close. We kind of saw that play out in the game, and he just, at that time in the game, he just says, well, I was trying to defeat the undead, and that's all it really goes. But I think in that one, we don't really see the Blood Elves as part of it as much. I guess we see it some, but they're just sort of like this NPC race. I think, if I remember correctly, like we don't see a ton. But we might be building toward that, or otherwise we're going to be building towards how the Blood Elves were united, even though we didn't control them in that final mission. So stay a while and listen as we continue along what happens next in the Dead World. Illidan Stormrage knew Kil'jaeden would show him no mercy for his failure. He still had much planning to do in his war against the Legion, and drawing the Demon Lord's ire at this fragile time could destroy his plans forever. He needed a refuge to escape Kil'jaeden's wrath and gather his forces, and he settled on the world of Draenor. It's ironic that the place where this all sort of began for most of these races and from our timeline is where he goes as a refuge from the Burning Legion. He had first glimpsed it in Gul'dan's memories, a realm left mostly dead and barren by the rampant use of fell magic. Its grim state had not bothered Illidan. If most of Draenor's creatures had died off, it would make it easier for him to carve out his sanctuary there. But that would only be possible after he replenished his ranks. Most of his forces had perished at the battle within Dalaran's ruins. Lady Vaj and her surviving Naga had managed to slip away from the fighting and take shelter deep within nearby Lordimir Lake. And there's still a Naga presence there when you play World of Warcraft, especially Murlocs. Illidan ordered Lady Vaj to find new allies for his army. In the meantime, he would scout the lands of Draenor himself. That makes me think, I wonder if the place we are, I think we are, right there. I think we're in that little island in the middle of Lordimir Lake. I think that's where we've been playing this last mission, and I think that might be where our next mission is going to be with the little Naga. It's surrounded by a river on all sides, water on all sides. I think that's what it's supposed to be. He had discovered a tear in the fabric of reality near Dalaran. Unbeknownst to him, this was where Kel'Thuzad had opened a portal to summon Archimonde and his Legion vanguard into the world. The bridge between Azeroth and the twisting Nether had long since vanished, but a small rift had been left behind. Illidan used it, and the knowledge from the skull of Gul'dan, to weave a new portal, one that led to Draenor. Illidan expected to step into the world from Gul'dan's memories, a dead place ripe for the taking. What he found was the shattered realm known as Outland. Numerous portals shimmered across the wasted landscape, each one leading to an unknown corner of the cosmos. Through these rifts, the Pit Lord Magtheridon and a host of demons had reached Outland and laid claim to much of its lands. So that's interesting and similar in that this expansion is now going to turn its way through the Dark Portal to Draenor, which explains why in the Alliance campaign picture you have Kael'thas in front of the Dark Portal. The presence of demons troubled Illidan, but he could not return to Azeroth. The Night Elves would cast him back in his old barrow prison the first chance they had. Illidan's only hope was to stay on Outland and bring it under his control. The Broken Realm could still serve as a staging ground in his war, but only after he cut off the Legion from the world and dealt with Magtheridon. And Maiev, I think she ran through the portal after him. I think, remember, we saw him kind of use a portal at the end. So in the cutscenes from the game, it's not really as broken down and explained as this. He just sort of jumps through a portal. But we do see Maiev, so not all of the Night Elves, but definitely the Sentinels still want to see him killed. Secondly, Magtheridon is one of the main early raids for the Outlands, so I don't know how successful old Illidan is in defeating him. I guess we'll see. As Illidan scouted the Legion forces on Outland, he sensed that someone was hunting him. But by the time he made this discovery, it was already too late. Maiev Shadowsong and her watchers had followed Illidan from Azeroth. Without his Naga or the Eye of Sargeras, he was easier prey. Maiev outmaneuvered her nemesis and imprisoned him in an enchanted cage, one specially crafted to hold the former Night Elf and neutralize his sorceress powers. After so many months of hardship, vengeance was hers. And I don't know who we're going to control from that side. I wonder if we're going to re-control Maiev again and hunt him down. That's probably a little bit later in this campaign, if it even exists in this campaign, because this sort of seems like it's happening in the background, because that's not the Alliance, and it's certainly not the Undead controlling that stuff. All right, cool. We got another episode in the pipe, 5x5. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate everyone, and I will see you next time on Lore of Warcraft.